This is my favorite story for Rosh Hashanah, and I am so excited to tell you this story. So once there was a little apple tree, and the little apple tree lived in the middle of a great big oak tree forest. And one day, the little apple tree was sitting, and she looked up one night. She looked up at the sky, and she saw the branches of the oak tree. And on the branches of the oak tree, she saw the stars in the sky, but it looked like the stars were hanging on the branches of the oak tree. And the little apple tree said, "God, could I have stars on my branches, please?" God said, "You're going to have to wait." The little apple tree said, "No, I don't want to wait. I want stars on my branches now." God said, "You'll have to wait." Time went by, and that little apple tree grew leaves on her branches. Can you make leaves on your branches too? And she made the best shade in the whole forest. People would come from all over to sit in her shade and have picnics together. But still, at nighttime, that little apple tree would look up at the sky and see the stars hanging on the branches of the oak trees. The little apple tree said, "Please, God, please, can I please have stars on my branches?" God said, "Isn't it enough that you make the best shade in the whole forest? People love to sit in your shade and have picnics and spend time together. Isn't that enough?" "No, I want stars on my branches now." God said, "You will have to wait." Well, time went by, and that little apple tree grew flowers on her branches, and they were the best smelling flowers in the whole forest. Can you smell it? Oh, it smelled so good. People would come from all over to sit in her shade and smell her flowers and spend time together. But still, at nighttime, that little apple tree would look up at the sky and see the stars and say, "Please, God, please. Please, 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 pretty, 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 please. Could I please have stars on my branches?" God said, "Isn't it enough that you have the prettiest flowers in the whole forest? Everybody loves to come and smell them, and you make the best shade. Isn't that enough?" Do you guys think it's going to be enough? "No, I want stars on my branches now." God said, "You will have to wait." Well, time went by, and that little apple tree grew apples on her branches. They were the best tasting apples in the whole forest. People would come from all over to pick her branches and smell her flowers and sit in her shade and have picnics. But still, the little apple tree looked up at the sky at night and said, "Please, God, please, 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 please." Maybe if you all say "please" with me. Let's do it together. "Please, please, 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 please. Can I please have stars on my branches?" God said, "Isn't it enough that you have the best tasting apples in the whole forest, and everybody loves to eat your apples and smell your flowers and sit in your shade? Isn't that enough?" Do you guys think it was enough? "No, I want stars on my branches now." God said, "You will have to wait." Well, one night, one of those apples got caught in a great big wind, and the apple fell off the branch and hit the ground. And when it hit the ground, it broke open. And when the little apple tree looked down, she saw, what did she see? She had stars on her branches all along, and she never knew it. Now, I'm going to ask Lori to unmute everybody because I have a question for you. You can unmute if you want. Why do you think that we tell this story right now? Why is this my favorite Rosh Hashanah story? What do you think? What do you think?
Apples and honey?
Yes, we eat apples and honey at Rosh Hashanah time. So this is a really good story for Rosh Hashanah. Did you guys know that there was a star in the apple? This star is a little hard to see, but you get the idea. And if you have an apple, you can
Is there a star? Apple?
you normally cut an apple through the middle like that. Is that how your grown-ups typically cut the apple for you?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you have pretty smart grown-ups. Sometimes grown-ups cut the apple like that. And you know what happens when you cut the apple like that?
What?
You don't see the star. But when you turn it just a little bit and cut it a little bit differently, you find something really special.
One of our apples.
And when
Through the middle so we can see the
we
star.
turn ourselves and we think about ourselves a little bit differently on Rosh Hashanah, we find something very special inside of us. We don't cut ourselves open, of course, but we can think about ourselves differently. And do you guys know that you have specialness inside you, just like these stars? Did you know that? You're grown-ups.
Max.
And you have stars inside you. So here's what you need to do. You need to show your grown-ups, don't cut the apple like this. I'm going to show you something very special and ask them to cut the apple like this. And you will find, what will you find inside? A star.
Max.
Yes, Jamie.
What are you gonna use? Are you gonna eat the apple that you cut?
Should I eat this apple?
Yeah.
You know, if we were together in a classroom, then I would offer you a piece of this apple just like that. I would offer it to you. But I'm going to say the blessing and I'm going to eat this apple because you invited me to eat it. And if you have an apple with you, you can cut it just like this and you can eat it too. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri ha'etz. Because it grew on an eight on a tree.
Are you eating it too, Sadie?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this story with me.